Title: While driving my wife and her friends to a spa weekend, I heard her say. Start: I remember the sound more than the words, the hiss of her voice from the back seat. Honestly, he's like a rescue dog. You feed him, he wags his tail. So easy to control. Laughter spilled around me like broken glass. My hands stayed on the wheel, knuckles white, while every word carved deeper. Then the slam of the door. Her final shot. Don't forget to wash the sheets before I get back. They stink like you. I drove 5 hours home in silence, her perfume still hanging in the air. By the time I pulled into the driveway, the man she mocked was gone. We weren't always like this. I married her because she was light in a dark life, the kind of woman who made a room lean toward her. I believed in her, even when others warned me about her sharpness, the way she tested boundaries. I gave her stability, a home, devotion. She gave me laughter, touch, the illusion of partnership. For years, I carried that illusion like a shield, until it cracked. It wasn't just the words in the car. They were only confirmation. The late nights explained away with work, the private smiles at her phone, the sudden disdain for the small routines we once shared. One night, she forgot to lock her laptop. I didn't snoop. I didn't need to. The open screen held enough. Emails that weren't for me. Plans whispered between her and another man. Her contempt leaked through every message. In that moment, the weight in my chest turned cold. Pain folded into precision. If she thought me a dog, she'd learn what happens when the leash snaps. I didn't rage. I didn't accuse. I listened. I smiled. I became exactly what she thought I was: obedient, harmless, blind. Meanwhile, I built my plan. First, I copied every message, every photo. I mapped out their hotel receipts, their timing. I opened accounts she didn't know about, moved money where her hands couldn't reach. Second, I spoke to a lawyer in quiet rooms, learned about leverage, timing, proof. I crafted a case so tight it would suffocate her if she tried to wriggle free. Third, I waited. Waiting is power. Dogs chase. Hunters stalk. It began with silence. I stopped arguing, stopped reacting. Indifference unnerved her more than anger. She snapped at me for being distant. I apologized sweetly. Inside, I was sharpening the knife. When she left for girls' nights, I documented everything. Time-stamped, irrefutable. The man she betrayed me with was married too. That mattered. His wife deserved to know. One morning, she woke to find her access to our accounts restricted. Her cards declined. She stormed through the house, demanding answers. I only said, "Must be a bank error. I'll call later." My calmness lit the first spark of fear in her eyes. Then came the gathering storm. I sent a package to her lover's wife. Photos, dates, receipts. Truth bound in paper. I sent another to her parents, respectfully worded, full of proof. And finally, I filed for divorce, delivering the evidence to the court like a final nail. All of it landed on the same day. She came home to find the locks changed, her key useless, her suitcase on the porch. She pounded on the door, voice shrill, calling me pathetic, spineless. I let her shout. Then I opened the door just enough to look at her. Her phone buzzed in her hand. The lover's wife had clearly received her package, her face drained as she read. Another buzz, her father's name flashing, her breath quickened. The walls were closing in, and she knew who built them. "Why?" she gasped finally. I smiled, calm, steady. "Because I'm not your dog. I'm the one you should never have tried to leash." Her scream fractured into sobs. She begged then, cried, pleaded, promised change. But her tears weren't for me. They were for the life unraveling around her. I closed the door in her face. The divorce was swift. The court saw the evidence, the pattern, the cruelty. Assets tipped in my favor. She walked away with almost nothing. Her reputation shattered among family, friends, colleagues. I kept my silence in public. Dignity is louder than gossip. She spun her stories, but the paper trail I'd left behind silenced most of them. Her lover vanished. Of course he did. Men like him don't hold hands when the fire comes. He scurried back to his wife, who I suspect had her own quiet revenge to deliver. Yesterday she stood at my door, mascara streaked, shoulders small. She begged to talk, begged for forgiveness. Her words trembled, soft as glass breaking underfoot. I let her speak. I listened the way she once taught her friends I did, like a dog, patient, loyal. When she finished, I gave her the same silence I gave her that long drive home. Then I closed the door again. I'm not proud in the way people expect. This isn't about pride. It's about balance. She thought I was blind, weak, controlled. She mistook patience for submission. Now she knows. I am not the dog at her feet. I am the hand that let go of the leash.